We were muted. I think we were muted. There we go. We're good. Sorry about that. All right. Well, I'm not going to repeat myself because it's basically pointless. That's okay. We are going to look at the SPY, obviously. We're going to talk a little bit about the White House administration, government, all the people in power coming up with all these ideas. Not just one man. It's not just one guy by the name of Donald Trump. He doesn't make all the decisions. So amongst a bunch of people, they've come up with the idea of opening up 3 phases to open up the economy. You get the point. So there are 3 steps, 3 phases that the government is basically saying you should follow for reopening your economy if your state meets certain criteria to even reopen up. So pretty much it's as it should be. The 50 states should individually be in complete control of their state and when they want to reopen their state. That is how the system is supposed to work, and the government, big guys, the federal government, is not supposed to impose on those states actually opening or closing, etc. So you got 3 phases. We're talking about reopening economies. You said there's up to 29 states that could potentially reopen already. So the markets are seeing this as a good thing, which it is a good thing that economies can start reopening, economies can start reopening, money can start flowing again. So at the end of the day, it's all good, but we all still know that we're not in a good situation, okay? So that's really the news. Gilead has some progress with their coronavirus COVID-19 drug in treating patients. Trump, well, that's what the mainstream media is telling you. Trump says, it's not Trump, Trump is the one passing along the message from a lot of other human beings, which is that 29 states meet a particular criteria that could consider reopening their economies or their states right now. And then you have 3 phases in which that you should follow for reopening the economy. That's what's going on. That's the news in the market. That's what's driving stuff up higher today. Okay, so let's go look at the SPY first because I want to get you guys caught up on that. We're just going to look at. You could look at forwards. We could do that. We could look at the futures. We'll look at the futures today. So you could look at the futures. You could look at S&P 500 SPY index. However you want to look at. Okay. Again, markets are still pushing up. As I said, I believe we have at least to this 3,000 mark, 300 if you're on the SPY. So we have up to this like middle level here around 3,000. Okay. Now intraday, I already took a long on the SPY. I'll show you. I took a long on SPY. Lost. It was what, $34. So I took a long here in this dip, bought here, and then ended up selling out as we were dropping down. Okay. So earlier with the news, I said probably not best to be short bias the market. So timing on my entry was wrong. I gave it a chance. Anyways, long story short, the markets are pulling back a little bit, and I didn't think they would pull back this much pre-market. Obviously, I was wrong. That's okay because they're just pulling back into better buying zones. So the trade that I took earlier was an attempt. But now that we're fading down, we're going to have a long scenario play in at about 284 on the market. So once the markets get back to about 284 here, that's where I'll consider being long bias the market again on the day. So I'm not bearish the market. You might see a little bearish move at the open that brings you closer to 284, but ultimately wouldn't be extremely bearish the market on the day. We're not high in cycle. We're not high in trend. We're actually becoming lower in the trend on the intraday chart. The 4-hour chart, you've broken up and over resistance, and you have up until 296 to 300 before your next sign of resistance. So the markets are kind of magneting towards that 300, 3,000 mark right now. So intraday, for the time being, I would stay bearish the market until you get down to about 284.55, and then you might want to reverse bias on your markets to long. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I would be a little bit more bearish, maybe end of the week kind of area, and not that you guys would have seen this, but if you guys are a part of the Facebook group, maybe you've seen my message there. But I did post a message. I think it was like a week, maybe a week and a half ago now. I don't think it was a week and a half ago. Probably about a week now, beginning of the week. I said start flipping, kind of your overall perspective on the markets more towards a bearish outlook. When I say that, it's just start being open-minded to the idea that the run you've been seeing is kind of getting towards its end, and you got to start flipping bias. So the markets are still going up, yes, but we have now reached points where it's less desirable to buy, more likely to see some side of selling. So market still got a little bit up, but I would start kind of creating a bearish idea maybe going into the next 2 or 3 weeks, okay? At least for now. All right. So a couple stocks we're paying attention to, one of which is going to be mRNA today. This is a stock that we have followed religiously pretty much since the COVID-19 thing. We pretty much watched, I actually didn't trade this, but a lot of traders in our group were following this and traded this because we pretty much follow this for the past 3 weeks. We were trading it here and here and here and here, and then I didn't trade that, of course, obviously. But the good news is some people did. So this is already broken out, okay? You are very late to this move if you want to be long. You might still see long movement, but you are very, very late, okay? You being long on it now is extremely late, and you are not even close to being first to the go on this, all right? If I were long from here, or 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 here, I would be selling here. I would start selling some there. So that lets you know what's going on when you're trying to buy there, okay? So I'd be selling some here. Now, not that it can't have a long move and not that it won't. I would be more on the bearish side of the stock going into the open. It is overbought in cycle. You know, you have up to 51.66 potentially on the day. You're just sitting on support. So really what's going to happen is if you break below 47.63, you're going to see a snap down. If you can hold above, you'll fire off a squeeze to the upside, okay? And at most, you would target 51.58, which is just over the pre-market high. If you snap down, you fade down, you'll look for a dip buy down here at 43.67. Yeah, that's pretty much it with mRNA. But I will say this, for the time being, you are on the bull side. I mean, you ripped, so like you are in a bullish move, undoubtedly. Okay, not saying it won't go higher either. I mean, this thing has had some very good days and it can move well. So keep watching. We're gonna watch it. But like I said, your strong support's down here at 43. Your trend is just here. Your trend is just, that's all it is. That's just average. You're just right in the middle. Okay. Maybe, yeah, let's take a look at SONN. Kind of glad you brought that up because I haven't looked at it yet today. Could be. Late day had a squeeze, so we know that it's seeing some... No, I'm going to pass on that. Hold on. Yeah, SONN could possibly, this can turn into a long, now that I look closer at it. Because you really sold down, you kind of bounce here. And then you didn't even really sell down here. This is just one candle that was instantly bought up. So really, your average for the stock is now, your support and your average is now starting like right here. So you only have a little bit up before you would essentially break that high, which is only 30, 40, 50 cents. So that can happen. Squeeze off maybe to 730. Maybe. Yeah, that's okay. It's better to be more long on that than short. Kind of with, I don't know. I don't really like the stock because it was recently a reverse split stock, so I'm not going to speak too highly of it, but, you know, you can follow it, yeah. Yeah, the moto, it's all based on what you want to do. You decide what time frame you want to look at by how you want to trade. That's what you do, right? You know, every time frame is a different market. You can't trade a 20-minute time frame on a 1-minute time. It doesn't make sense. If you're trading 20 minutes, you're trading 20 minutes. You follow the trend of the 20-minute cycle. Oh, some TRNX lovers. Yeah, you're going to want to sell that for sure. Yeah, you're going to want to be short like right now. AMC. I mean, I could take a little bit longer, but I can almost guarantee that's going to sell down right now. Yeah. Wait. I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, you're gonna. That's a 1-minute chart. What was the time frame? It was a 5-day, 5-minute. Yeah, from a 5-day, 5-minute chart, you have a monster bearish divergence. You don't have any support down until 23 cents. The intraday chart, you're coming from the sell cycle down into the buy zone, no support until 25 cents. So yeah, you probably have a move down to like 25 cents at least on TRNX, I would say. No, there was no penny stocks gapping up that really seemed desirable today. I mean, maybe there were. I haven't spent too much time. I mean, I looked through some penny stocks. I didn't look through a whole lot. Yeah, I didn't look through a whole lot this morning though. That again really caught my eye. But a couple plays that that I would be following on something might be Roku. Roku again, it's jumped really big. Roku's right at resistance, so we might get a little red day, little red move push to the downside on Roku. So might be looking to, but that's the thing. Right now, Roku's actually at a squeeze zone. A lot of people might be so this is what's going on. Is right now, a lot of people are looking at Roku as sort of this descending, and it looks really weak, does it not? You know, it's kind of like breaking down, looks really weak, like it's barely holding, like it's about to fall off a cliff. But probably not. Actually, it's probably getting ready to squeeze out like that, okay? Because, well, yeah. Anyways, it looks weak. It's trending down. You might see this as like a descending formation, right? And then it's kind of rolling here at the end. It looks really weak. Like no one's buying it. Gonna fall off a cliff. But, I mean, honestly, really this was the low side of the cycle. We bounced. It went high. We sold all the way down. We're in the low side. So in reality, really, you just entered the buy zone of Roku. And a lot of people might think this is going to fall off a cliff. So in the morning, you might see this kind of snap down a little bit with a lot of aggressive selling. Those are probably short sellers, people coming into the market early trying to sell it down. And there's a good chance they're going to get bought up and then they're going to squeeze them up like that. That's a very, very probable play there. Now, I will say that the reason we have seen Roku sell off from the high yesterday down here and then kind of do this again and then sell off here and then all the way to here. The reason we're even getting all that selling taking place, couple reasons. Well, one, I mean, we just came from $61 all the way to like $130. It's a little overdone, sort of. But look at where we just reached. We just reached our resistance level yesterday. So yesterday, intraday, we literally ran right into resistance. So it makes sense to see some selling there. The question remains, is Roku bullish enough to and this is a 4-hour time frame, right? Is Roku bullish enough, to keep pressing up through this daily level, or is the 4-hour time frame strong enough that we're going to hold it down, right? So that's it. Either you fire off a big squeeze today, you're most likely going to fire a squeeze. I'm just going to say you're probably going to fire off a little bit of a squeeze at the open, okay? But I'm trying to get you to understand that the 4-hour time frame on Roku, look at the trend, right? Sell, buy, sell, buy. Where are we back to? Sell. So, like I said, is it a situation where we peak over the 4-hour, like we did here and like we did there, or do we just hold at the 4-hour? So, I think with how the market has been moving, Roku might push through this level and we might pop up a little bit more. I think that's a high chance of that happening. Okay. What time is it? 8:51. Let's go back, take a look at SPY. So SPY still downtrending. You kind of have like a inverse kind of cup scenario maybe. Maybe does something like that. But we'll be right at support. Yeah, so still a little bearish there, SPY for now. For my strategy, the longest I could stay in a trade are days, weeks. I don't really, I don't really, no. I could, but I don't trade like that. Most commonly, the way that I'll be trading is a trade for a couple minutes, 10, 20, 30, a day, maybe a couple days at most, but that's normally how I'll end up trading. Usually not like weeks, position for a week, but some trades could be 30 seconds, looking for a move for 10 cents. Some will be a move for 30 cents. Some will be a move for $1. It just all depends on what the market offers at the time. So yeah, it could be very short, minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 10 minute, 20, 30, couple days. I did see AMC up. I looked at AMC. But I'm just not going to trade it. I don't really want it. And so I always end up never trading stocks like AMC because, a lot of people ask questions about it and go, hey, do you see AMC? It's up really big. And with the way that I trade, I don't trade light volume stocks like this. So, a lot of this was light volume. It's still, light volume. And then secondly, AMC is only a penny stock in the regards of its price. It's not a penny stock in the regards to a low flow criteria. So it doesn't meet the requirements of the penny stocks that most traders actually like trading. It more or less meets the type of penny stock that an investor would actually buy. So it's high float, probably has tons of outstanding shares. It means it can dilute this. I don't even know. I'm just guessing, but I can just assume. Okay, rather than me guess, how about we actually look? So let's see what the outstanding share count, just for fun, looks like on AMC. Yeah. No brainer. It's a 51 million share float. So it's not low. It's like above medium. So it's not extremely high. And it has 132 million outstanding shares. Yeah. That thing's never going up. It's just not going to happen. All right. So hold on. So if you look, you have on this grid, let me put my mouse on it. So you see the short float. A lot of you guys might look at the short float here on, probably just drew all over my forehead. You guys all look at the short float here on AMC and you think it's really high. It is. 36.96% as a short float for a stock. That's high. Very high. When you see a number that high, it means that the stock has people betting it's going to go down, which means if they're wrong, you could actually cause a really big move up. That's all true. But why do you think the short float's so high on AMC 20? You think they're succeeding? No, they're actually failing as a company. And it's actually really sad. And I don't want to say like totally failing, but you know people right now especially are watching movies. You have Netflix, you have Hulu, you have all these streaming applications. I mean, you can watch TV on your phone now. Like, honestly, if anybody's like 20 years and below watching this video, I'm going to give you my PayPal account, and then you can just sell me, or you can send me money for dating advice as well, for picking up any woman you want. Rather than take them to the AMC 20 or Imagine Theaters or whatever movie theater, you have a phone that's usually worth like $1,000. You can pretty much watch anything you want on it. You should take your phone or your computer, hook it up to Wi-Fi hotspot, get a bottle of wine, maybe some snacks from CVS or the gas station, and take her out to like a park or go to somewhere woodsy, and you can literally watch TV on your phone under a blanket, on a blanket, with a little picnic in the middle of the woods. Since it's 2021 and everybody has access to internet and video, why would you go to AMC 20? You can definitely get your groove on way more in a park or in some nice flowery area than inside of AMC 20 with some dude sitting next to you, okay? So with that into perspective, you can see why so many people are shorting AMC 20. There's no point of taking your girlfriend there when you can take her to a park and a phone on Netflix. Duh. But no, seriously. No one's seeing movies. I don't go to AMC 20, like, ever. I don't go to those things anymore. So the short float's high because of that. Okay? But the outstanding shares here, the 132 million outstanding shares, that is, you can look at that. The most simple way you could look at that is that can become dilution, like stock dilution, right? We can add another 132 million shares to the market of selling pressure is sort of a way you could look at that, okay? The 132 million outstanding shares are, to put it simply, they're like, they could be CEOs, they could be people high up in the company that have shares, still have exercisable warrants, convertible notes. All of those things that I just said just mean that investors and people that have, shares can still sell them onto the open public market to you and me, which then dilutes the stock and it goes down. So it's that's all we have to talk about on AMC 20. So no, I'm not going to trade AMC 20. That went a little further than it probably needed to, but it was a good lesson. Definitely a good lesson. So, 2 more K. Talk Carnival, just drop 2 more K. Yeah, I'll touch on Carnival really quick. I'm just going through a couple comments here, just reading what you guys have to say. Even if I don't reply to your comment, I read it, and sometimes I laugh to myself if it, and if it's something that, so I still read them all. I get a kick out of all the comments. I wouldn't really say I'm more. I would say I'm more of a long bias trader, but definitely do my fair share of shorting it. I'm no stranger to short selling by any means. My favorite airline stock, to be honest, I don't know enough about airline companies to really say I have it. Well, I have a favorite. No, it's Delta. Absolutely. Yeah, if I had to pick, I mean, I prefer flying Delta, and I usually just end up spending the money to fly Delta. I hate spending the money on flights with how expensive. I hate spending that money. Hell no. I only spend $300-400 on a flight, but I usually end up doing it because it's Delta. So, yeah, hold on. I'm getting thrown off track here trying to read all these comments. Dude, seriously, exactly. Jay Hart, dude, he's going to be married, couple kids. After doing what I just told him to do, he says, I'm going to ask my girl, number 1, charge a phone, number 2, make a picnic basket, number 3, bring the blanket, and 4, meet me in the park. dude, you've sealed the deal at that point. Once you do that, deal sealed. All right. I think there was one more thing that we were going to cover. All right, it's about 9 o'clock, so I'm just going to make this really quick. CCL, we are following. It's kind of in a bull flag scenario. It's not kind of. It is in a bull flag scenario. Okay, I'm going to pull it up. I'm just going to drop this last one for you guys, and then I got to skedaddle. So here's a 4-hour time frame. You can see we are in sort of like a bull flag formation here with CCL. Something like that. So there's kind of like a bull flag forming. It's low in the buy cycle. You have a bullish divergence signal here. So you got bullish diverging signal. You have, it's in the lower side of the buy cycle. It's got a bull flag. The airlines could be reopened. I mean, all the good news. Yeah, I would be more long bias CCL at this current point, and it looks like the market's trying to perform a bull flag here so far. So I would just be more long bias CCL for now, and really that's all I have for you on that one. Okay. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it there. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. We do this pretty much every single morning, Monday through Friday, unless I don't make it on for some reason, which could be a lot of numerous reasons. But yeah, normally we do this every single day, Monday through Friday, so I'll catch you guys on the next one. I don't know when we'll do our next live trading session. I haven't definitively picked a date for that, but it will probably be on Thursdays if and when we do it. So maybe like next week, maybe a week after. Not quite sure, but I'll be back on for you guys to do that. Everybody, last thing. Let's take a look at the market before. That'll be the last thing I leave you with. So, market up, big, pulls back, cool. Again, it's still lower. It's in the buying cycle on the day, but we haven't really gotten a tag. So, I'm not quite sure how I'm actually going to trade the market just yet. I might have to watch it trade for a little bit before I understand it enough to put more money on it. But for now, buy points are going to be around 284. A sell point's going to be here at 288, and a sell point here at 293. Okay. All right, guys, everybody take care. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you guys on Monday morning. And everybody have a good rest of your weekend. All right, everybody take care. Nathan, go to our chat room. If you actually go here, I'll show you. This might look a little weird when I do this because I'll be screen sharing myself. So if you go to down here, and then you can join our chat room here. Go to click join chat room. Click that. Should bring you to our chat room. Come on. There you go. So then if you go into here and then go to this page, announcements. It'll be the first under Boiler Room Trading. Go to announcements and it will be this first announcement here. And that's the link you're looking for. That's going to get you that special discount on the course sale that we offer right now. That's what you're looking for. Okay. Well, I could just copy it. Duh. Look at this. You know, sometimes I use my brain. I could just copy it, do that, and then put it in the chat, and then you'd have it there. That works as well. I could do that. All right. So, anyways, guys, I'll let you go there. Everybody, take care. Have a good weekend. See you guys on the next one.